So I think Africa's CEO Forum is a fantastic platform in the sense that everyone from Africa is here, and everyone that has interest in Africa is here. So as you know, that Africa has got a lot of resources. If you look at the GDP growth of Africa is much larger than the GDP growth of Europe or many other countries. So Africa requires capital, but has resources and has growth, while Europe and America have capital, but they don't know where to deploy in terms of the returns they're going to get. So this is a fantastic combination where we meet here together and discuss opportunities of Africa and potentially do joint ventures, partnerships, and invest in Africa so we can create more jobs, pay more taxes. It's good for African governments, it's good for African companies, and it's good for the Europeans because they get a better return than what they're going to get in Europe. So it could be networking for sure, potentially joint venture partnerships for sure, but also capital. Like today I had a meeting with the European Investment Bank, and they have interest in private sector lending. So one of the challenges in Africa is to be able to borrow long-term money for projects. So you can have a fantastic idea, but the issue is that you can have equity, but you need debt, you need capital, and you need long-term debt because it's a long-term project. So the European Union, FMO, I mean, these are the guys that can connect you with that capital so that you can execute those projects. I think, agriculture, I mean, today it's funny when you see African continent spending billions and billions of dollars importing food in the continent, while we have fantastic land, we have people. Why don't we rather feed the world? So the revolution is going to come in agriculture. And if you want to create that middle class, that sustainable middle class, and alleviate poverty, I think agriculture is something that there is huge potential on. But again, as there's potential, there's opportunity, there's also challenge. Agriculture is long term. Sometimes, entrepreneurs, they want to make money quicker, and they don't want to take that long-term view. But I think that it's the best way to go. I think we have to be self-sufficient because today, if you see many countries, currencies are devaluing because the focus is they're using US dollars to import food. You import, for example, fuel, or you import rice, or you import sugar, or you import all food items. If you can potentially grow it in your country and export, what happens is the currency becomes stable and you don't get hit to the dollar or the euro all the time. And because every time you devalue, people get poor. So the assets is the resources. So you talk oil, you talk gas, you talk gold, you talk agriculture, you talk cotton, you talk everything, right? These are the assets. I think the flaws, when you say that, means the disadvantages, corruption, okay, which I think has been coming down to infrastructure. Simple infrastructure in terms of road infrastructure, in terms of power infrastructure, in terms of ports infrastructure. And I think if we can fix these two issues, I think Africa should be growing more than 10% GDP per year.